What's up, family? It's Beneeto. I'm out here with the industry's most wanted podcast, and I'm live with TampaMystic, and we about to make a movie.
Pull up in a Benza, you wanna churu, money influencer, automatic pulos, make I be your Romeo, you're my Julie, the way you send, tiny things you do to me, get your body mental, winning lotto, where you set, and you bend for my motto, make I be your Romeo.
What's going on, man? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live on the industry's most wanted podcast. Boom! We live with it. I heard we got Beneeto in the building. What's going on with you, family?
Hey, what's up, Tampa? I'm really excited to be here, man. I was actually looking forward to this.
I'm so excited. I'm glad. Me too.
I know.
Because you bring like a breath of fresh air. Give me some love, man. Transfer that. You feel that good energy? Out it. Straight like that, man. But go ahead and give us that official introduction. Break it down on everything you got going on.
Sure. Yeah. So it's your boy Beneeto. I'm actually an Afrobeat artist in Atlanta. And I've actually been doing music for professionally about 4 years. And this year I'm just really trying to, just put myself out there more and tap in with the right platforms. And that's why I'm actually right here on the industry's most wanted podcast. And so far, I feel like my type of music is like different because it's really Afrobeats, but being in Atlanta where the community is like a bit different from where I grew up from. So It's just like I'm trying to bring that sound out there. So far this year, I just dropped a recent single called Peace of Mind.
Yes.
And it's been getting good feedback. It's been getting good love around. And, I'm kind of like falling in love with the process. I'm falling in love with the journey. And I feel like I have big plans this year. I'm trying to drop some more projects this year. So, yeah, definitely look out for something.
You out here working.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love your energy. I can tell that this is absolutely a passion for you.
Yeah.
Like you said, you're falling in love with the process and the journey. That is so important because along the journey, we're going to hit a lot of bumps.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we can't skip the struggle.
Nah,
we just got to learn to work through it. So let's take it back, though. I want to take it back to your childhood. Where did you grow up?
So, actually, I'm Nigerian, and my parents, like, they wanted me to have that upbringing, that background. So I actually had to go back to Nigeria as a young child.
Yeah.
And I had to do, like, my elementary. And,
love it.
And I would say, middle school, like, we call that junior secondary. I did that there, and then I came out here and just completed high school and college.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Where did you go to high school and college?
I actually went to Lithonia High School in DeKalb County.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And college was at Georgia State in Atlanta. So, yeah.
Dope. So you got to move around a little bit. Now,
yeah.
after high school and college, did you move somewhere else and then come back?
Oh, no. I just actually been out here in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've just been out here. I didn't move anywhere.
Got you. So let's take it back. A lot of people probably never have had the opportunity or the blessing to visit Nigeria.
Oh, yeah.
What was it like for you, as a child growing up there and getting your education in your younger years there?
Honestly, I actually feel like, I really love the childhood so much. Like, sometimes I actually don't want to be an adult. Like, I actually wish I could just continually, be a kid.
Yeah.
Because it was so much love everywhere I went in Nigeria. And I like the fact that we had a good spiritual upbringing.
Yes.
Most of us are Christians or, Muslims. And then it was just so much love out there. Everybody you meet there is nice. The parties is different.
Yeah.
The restaurants, the food and everything is different out there. I try to go back once in a while. Like, the last time I was there was about probably 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because every December, it's always a movie in Lagos.
That's so
Nigeria.
dope.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going with you next time. I'll pack my bags.
Definitely.
And I might not want to come back.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Would you say that culturally there versus here, like, people are more friendly and, because out here it's give or take. We have a little bit of both.
I mean, I actually feel like it's the same everywhere. Like, it just depends on where you go.
Yeah.
Like, where you're at. Yeah. Because, like, out here in Atlanta, I've actually met some people that haven't been that friendly.
Yes.
Especially in the music community. But, like, still in the same Atlanta, I've seen people like you who's just, like, you have high energies and high vibrations. So back in Nigeria, it's actually the same. But it's like, not really common to me anybody that's not friendly because it's just all love out, we have out there for each other. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of it honestly begins within ourselves.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because if we projecting negativity, that's what we're going to get back in. Same thing. We projecting that good energy. That's what we're going to receive back in. So we got to start, taking accountability for our own actions and our own energies and our own spiritual, beliefs. All that is important.
Oh, yeah.
If you could go back as an adult and tell your 10-year-old self something about life, what would it be?
That's a very interesting question. I'll probably tell myself two things. First thing is to hold on to God at all times.
Yeah.
Because like you never know what you're gonna face in life,
Yeah.
and some things you only he's really the only way through some of the situations in life. Secondly, I'll tell myself to just believe in myself more, and just believe in like my talents and my family, and just keep going hard for those who go hard for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really what I've stuck into my entire life, and that's really taken me far. So yeah.
I love it. I love those answers. So let me
Yeah.
ask you this, talking about the second one that you would tell yourself, believe in yourself more.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've struggled with over the years, is really like believing in yourself?
Oh yeah, definitely. When I came down here to high school, it was kind of hard to introduce myself as an artist
Yeah.
because my music was already different. And back then, I think that's when the trap music started just bumping, like the Migos, the Chief Keef. So
Yeah.
so like there wasn't nobody that was trying to hear no Afrobeat and shit back then. So it was kind of it was almost like a minority, like an insult if you were or you're from Africa and stuff like that. So there wasn't that the perception of being from Africa was different back then. So at that point, that kind of like made me not be as confident.
Yeah, I was about to say lose a little self-confidence.
Yeah, lose a little self-confidence. And then when I was in college, I actually stopped doing music for a while. It was just probably like the pandemic year 2020. I just decided to just start dropping. That was when I dropped my actual first single. But yeah. But the thought process for me was, okay, I actually can't let people define, how I feel or the kind of talent of my, my art. I should just keep being myself, and eventually, the people that actually connect with my music, they're actually gonna come around. It's gonna come to me eventually. I just gotta keep believing in myself and keep dropping these hits. So that's exactly what I'm doing right now.
Absolutely. One thing that I had to, because I was always not good with taking criticism, and I would get upset and think they was hating, but really, like, at the end of the day, when people go to bed at night, they're not thinking about us. Like, when you go to bed at night, are you thinking about anybody else? You're thinking about what you got going on, right?
Exactly.
So it's like, who cares? Just keep doing you, because at the end of the day, they're not thinking about us. People will say stuff, and I actually just posted it on my story today. The people who have the least amount of emotion have the most to say.
Most to say, yeah.
Shut up and sit down somewhere.
Exactly.
When did you discover that you had a talent for music?
I actually knew since I was a youngin.
Okay.
Probably like 6-7 years old. It wasn't music. It was just like any arts. So the way I discovered was like in my church back then. They had the children's department. And they had like a drama group or a choir and stuff like that. So I was always in the drama and the choir group, and I just felt like it was like natural. I was just naturally good at it. It wasn't like I didn't have to struggle to learn it. I just learned it. And also in my elementary school back then, my mom had enrolled me in like a music summer camp.
Love it.
Back then, and it was really, I think that really was like laid the foundation for me to learn all the instruments and learn how to compose your own melodies and stuff. And then the more I started to listen to like other artists, like the greats like in Fela in Nigeria, and then back then we have Two-Face the band, and also some other artists down here too, like Michael Jackson or any good artist, Drake, Kanye West. Like the more I eventually started to know how I wanted to create my type of music, and that's just kind of like what shaped me and what helped me find my sound and everything. But yeah, I actually knew since I was young, and I was just it was just in me. It was in you. You were probably born with it. Yeah. But when you like 2, 3, we don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We just know we want to eat and whatever. Yeah. But that is really, really dope. And I love the fact that your mom enrolled you into like the music camp. You said, because that probably was a life-changing moment for you, defining where you're at today, and you didn't even realize it at that time. Yeah. Were you singing back then? A little dibble dabble. I mean, yeah. So like the thing is like, first of all, our parties were like was actually lit. So back home, we actually used to travel to like my actual motherland, like where my grandparents used to stay. So like every Christmas, we actually go back to the village. And we already had like a house that was already built for all of us. So myself and my cousins would just meet and just collab and just be vibing. And some nights whenever they play music, I'm always out there just dancing for everybody. Just, let me say a little more. Come on now. Like, I just be giving them myself and my cousins. 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2. So from there they kind of like made me feel like a family superstar. And and I actually started to like embrace the idea of actually being a figure that that just shows what he's good at. And in my case, it was music. And eventually, when I went back to my school, my junior secondary school in Nigeria, I think actually, okay. So in my junior secondary school, we actually used to have like social nights, like probably like bi-weekly, every Saturday bi-weekly, and then students just gather in the hall. Sometimes we watch a movie, sometimes we have performances, or people who just just collab and just discuss. Yeah. So sometimes I actually used to perform at my school. We had school competitions and stuff, and I was always winning. I was always
knocking them out the park, huh?
Yeah.
So that is so dope.
So that whole experience just made me feel like, like you're actually good at this, like without even trying too hard. So why not just just take it to the next level? So yeah. As soon as I came here and I got done with high school, I just decided, okay, I'm definitely gonna see how far I could go with this. So,
yeah. You're living your truth.
Oh, yeah.
And that is so important, as we're growing, through our adolescent years, we do listen to other people. They be in our ear.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a lot of people that were around you when you were younger really believed in you. And they not only did they believe in you, but they showed you.
Yeah.
And that built your confidence, from your peers that were around you.
Yeah, like it just gave me an idea of what it feels like to actually be recognized for your talent. And and at the same time, I didn't have to change myself for them. Like I found meaning, I found essence in being myself. So that's kind of what just helped me to, to shape myself. And then it also helped me find myself when I was down here. And then, I lost my self-confidence for a little bit. But because I knew that, this wasn't the first time that I've had to, present my music in front of anybody. Like, so it's not like going to be the same result every time. So, shout out to my people that, from my background that brought me up, because they actually, just made me know what it feels like to be appreciated for what you do.
Absolutely. Do you at all get nervous, like if you have to do a show or a performance before you jump on that stage?
Yeah.
Little butterflies in your stomach.
Yeah.
Drinking your water.
Yeah. The nervousness comes from like a random thought of like, okay, what if I'm performing and then there's some technical issues?
Right. Mic goes out, lights, power goes out.
Yeah. So, but then again, I just try to just focus. Like once I'm on stage, I just try to just follow through the song like the way I created the song, and just not really think about anything else.
Yeah.
And just look directly at the people that's watching me sing and perform. And yeah, so but the very first two shows I had was a bit nerve-wracking for me, because it was the first time I had to perform my Afrobeats in front of like a different audience. I think that was the first time I actually met Gambino. So when my music dropped, people was like, damn, what like who's this? His artist and stuff, and just knowing that my my sound could still have the same effect on people that's not even from Nigeria or anything. That just built my self-confidence up in Atlanta. And over like last year to this summer, I think I've had about probably like 20 to 30 shows.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really I don't feel nervous anymore. I just go through and just vibe and just make more fans in the process. So yeah.
That's dope, because you're comfortable with every aspect of what you have going on.
Oh yeah.
What's the longest performance you've done? Like, what's the longest set on stage that you've done?
Longest set? I think it was one I did most recently and in Atlanta. It's called Smoke and Vibe.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard about them, but they actually allowed me to do about 4 songs.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. How was that, being on stage for a longer amount of time than you normally are?
I mean, it was good because already the people was already either drunk or high, and they were already having a good time. And
they be vibing now regardless.
Yeah. And then there was a live band as well. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
You enjoyed that, huh?
Oh yeah, man. They were just vibing my music, so So I think the way I did it was for each song, like I would actually stand on stage and perform, and sometimes I would come down to the crowd.
Yeah.
I would connect with them, especially the ladies. I would sing for them directly, and they actually loved the attention I was giving them. They actually loved the effort I was taking to visualize my, my craft and my idea and my sound. So that was it was like an engaging experience for me.
Yeah.
So in a way, I actually feel like I wish I had more time. Like I actually didn't want to stop performing. Yeah.
You were in your zone.
Yeah, it kind of gave me a taste of what it feels like to be on tour, and then you're performing like your album for like a bunch of people for like an hour straight.
Right,
damn,
right. Well, you look like you in good shape, so you got
yeah.
endurance. You can be up there performing.
Yeah, definitely.
If you was 400 pounds up there, you might be like huffing and puffing. No shade, but it's just facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is really dope. So let's talk about the performances. Have they been mostly in Atlanta, or have you been venturing out to other cities?
So far, it's mostly been in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting your feet wet here.
Yeah, I get my feet wet here. But this year, I just started connecting with other brands and other platforms and companies. And like different states, not just Atlanta, like Texas, New York, Florida, Tennessee, or Nevada as well. So this year, from this summer, July to the end of the year, I estimate to have more shows outside of Atlanta. Because I'm trying to grow my audience, and I feel like it's time, and I feel like now I have the right resources, and I'm just like, it's go time for me now. So
I know that's right. Nothing is stopping you. Nothing is getting in your way. You pushing through everything, and I love that. And that's what you'd have to continue to do.
Thank you.
Walk me through your creative process when it comes to your music. Do you sit in the house and write? Do you have to be in the studio? How does your music come together? Okay,
so because I've always been a natural, like I feel like I'm the type of person that just creates a song in like one take, like a freestyle, So my creative process is like whenever I hear a beat, I want to make sure I have a mic or my voice note on, because I don't want to forget what I'm singing or anything. Yeah. So as soon as I hear the beat, I just just lay out like what I'm hearing in my head, and like just lay out trying to structure the song in the way I feel like it should go. And once I'm done with that, I move on to the next song. So every week I'm making at least 2 to 3 songs.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
super creative.
Yeah, and then at the end of the month, I will just review everything I did for the month, and then see. Like I'll pick out like a top 5 or top 10 and just go to the studio and just drop it, and then I'll send it over to my team and see what they which one they think is the hardest.
Yeah.
And then we could go from there. At the same time, there's actually been some songs. So the thing with Afrobeats is that sometimes, you might like, it just depends on how you're feeling at that time. Like sometimes you may like lay out the melody for a song, and then you think it's hard. You go to bed, come back, wake up the next day, you hear it, and it's like, nah, it's not just connecting.
It's a whole different vibe.
Yeah. So I really had some top songs, but apart from that, once I'm able to figure out, the song layout and how it's supposed to sound, I then go to the studio. I have a great engineer who's been mixing my sounds. And
who's your engineer? Shout them out.
Oh, shout out Busby, shout out Master Don, shout out Boomba, and shout out my team OTT. Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, and then so as soon as we have the mixing part done, the next thing is to plan a rollout, like a release plan and everything. So that's really like the tricky part, because being an artist, I thought the only thing I had to do was just make music, and then everybody would just hear me and say, oh, that's good.
I think every artist has that in their head when they first start. You make music, you post it on social media, you blow up. It's so much deeper than that.
It's so much deeper than that. You still got to plan the rollout, still got to plan the shows, the interviews, the performances and everything. And you still got to, keep posting your song, promoting your music. You got to create content. That's another thing.
That's right.
Yeah, so...
People want to see you booked and busy,
being
active. And what I tell a lot of artists, like I mentioned to you earlier, I do a lot of article writing and get it published.
Yeah.
It's cool for us to talk about ourselves, but it's cooler when other people are talking about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's important to get those media platforms actually talking about you and your new music releases. Yeah. I heard you say earlier on that you, when you do new music, then you have your team listen to it.
Yeah.
Who are a couple of the people that you trust to listen to your music that's going to give it to you real?
So initially, when I first started dropping like my first song, I actually would put like my songs on the private link, and just send to all my friends. And then we'll just be vibing. Sometimes we just have like a little get together or a little kickback, and then
little listening party.
Yeah, just play my songs. But I think as of last year, I don't know, like there were some songs I just started making. I just felt like, nah, man, it's not really time to be sending out. Like you just gotta keep working on the product, and then when it's time for the song to drop, you're gonna send it out.
Yeah.
So I had to narrow down my my private listeners to really like my team.
Yes.
My team will be my manager and like my really like my siblings, because like they're actually like a family, like the
of course
family thing. So I sent to them as well, and they also do music. Like my brother's an actual producer. My actual brother is actually like a live instrumentalist and stuff. So
that is so dope. I love it.
A good background. So I sent to them, and then we just discuss. I also have a couple of other artist friends as well that's also in the game as well. So we just rub minds together and decide, okay, this is the right time, this is the right season to drop the song, and this is the right approach to go with the rollout. So that's where I go.
That is amazing. It's so important that you have team around you or people around you who's going to give it to you real.
Yeah,
they're not going to just be a yes man, yes woman. They're going to be like, nah bro, that's not it, or yes, that's a hit, go ahead and put that one out. And oftentimes the song that you really don't like is the one that everybody else does.
Oh yeah.
You ever experience that?
Now, oftentimes the songs that I like are still is that.
The opposite. Yeah. Like, come on, bro, it's a hit. What you mean?
I'm like, what?
We just gotta roll with it. Yeah. How often would you say that you're releasing music right now?
So that's the thing. So for the past 3 years, I actually didn't have as much time to focus on releasing the song. So I was only able to release at least one song every year.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but this year I'm trying to drop at least. I actually don't know. I actually don't want to put a number to it, but I actually want to drop at least more than one song this year.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay consistent. At least every year, I'm releasing like a little project of like maybe 4 to 5 songs or something, just to keep my fans engaged. Because I actually be having a lot of unreleased songs that's just in my hard drive, and I don't want to be doing that anymore. So I'm just trying to let them go.
Put them out there.
Yeah.
We are in an era right now where content is key.
Yeah.
So you could literally drop a new song every month and it's okay, because like on Spotify, for example, to really stay in their algorithms, they want you to release music on a consistent basis.
Okay.
And fans too. Not that certain songs get old, but they are always, if they are your real fan, they'll be like, what's he got next? We want more.
Yeah,
you want to feed them.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Who you got with you today?
Oh, I got Pizza Hut. He's actually my day one. He's also an artist as well,
I can't wait to hear his music as well.
Definitely.
He looked like he got a whole dope vibe. Both of you guys do. You came in here looking really, really dope.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
I'm loving it. I love it. Absolutely. So what are you working on right now outside of music? Do you have other business ventures that you're pursuing?
Business ventures? No, I actually just work. And I'm also trying to, right now, I'm trying to work on my own record label.
There you are working on something. There you go.
Because I already have a dope-ass manager with Gambino, and I have a team. So I think for I've always been just by myself. I haven't been signed to a label yet.
Yeah.
So I think the smart thing to do would be to actually create like my own independent label for now, and then just keep going, just so that I could track my progress and see the amount of streams I bring in, the amount of shows and everything. And when it's time, like when I say time, I mean like when it's time to either work with a bigger platform, a bigger group or anything. There is a way that they could see my value and everything I've done. So yeah. That's the only thing I'm working on right now, but that's actually like settled. It's actually been done. Right now, I'm just focused on actually the music I'm about to drop for this year. So the thing with me is like I'm actually a perfectionist, so I could mix and master a song in like a month. The song is good to go. Everybody hears it, and then if we don't release that song, that time, and I go back and hear it, like within a week or two, I'm gonna definitely go back to the studio and change one or two things, So. I've actually realized that myself, but right now I'm just trying to complete my project because I'm trying to drop a project soon. Okay. So I'm just trying to get that done, get that finished, and then just put it out there, and then just let God do the rest. So, yeah.
That is amazing. Yeah, let go and let God. He's going to always, because one thing that I've learned about life is that we don't get our blessings from no man. We get them from God, right? So we have to put everything, our faith into him, no matter what we're doing.
Yeah, definitely, man. And also, I actually just shot my first music video for Peace of Mind.
Out here in Atlanta?
Oh, yeah, in Atlanta. Shout out to Dre. He was actually really hard. He's a really dope-ass videographer.
Okay.
Yeah, so Peace of Mind has actually been getting good streams, and people have been asking me for a video, and I feel like it's time to drop a video for it. So watch out for the video soon. So, yeah.
People want to see that visual because it really paints a picture for them. Like they can listen to a music and kind of get their own assumption of what they feel like you meant in that song. Yeah. But when you put a video together, you can really bring it to life. Are you hands-on with the mixing and mastering process of your music?
Initially, no. So what I would do is I would actually just leave that to my engineer, and then he sends it back to me, and I just tell him what I want, and what he should take out. But recently, I just started taking a class in like mixing and mastering because I feel like I should actually know more about engineering.
I love it.
So that way it would help me to know exactly what I want, and if I could communicate that with the engineers, we're gonna arrive at a solution faster than because right now the process is I record the song, send over to the engineer, he mixes it, sends it back to me. Yeah. I hear it, I give him feedback, and he applies the feedback and send it back, and we're good. But I feel like the process could be easier than that if I actually know more about the mixing process, and then when I'm sending it out to him the first time, I'll just tell him exactly what I want and what he should do, and that's it. So
that's dope. I think it's important as an artist. You have to provide references to that engineer.
Yeah, definitely. That's very, very important. If you actually want to create your sound and you don't want your sound to be altered in any way, you want like the exact sound that you feel, the exact way you feel the song should be sang, then you definitely need to know more about the mixing process.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's something that you'll ever take to the level of where you start mixing and mastering your own music?
Definitely.
Yeah. That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
Who better to get your sound the way you want it than you? Like, not to say that these other engineers can't do it, but they can't hear what's in your head.
Exactly. Yeah. And also, when I realized that like Kanye West or sometimes Travis Scott or even Young Thug, like they actually be mixing their music sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's actually not that. It's not impossible. Like you just have to take the time and practice to eventually master and then know how exactly to mix your sound. So yeah.
I think it also leads to you being a little bit more creative with your music too.
Oh, yeah.
When you know how to mix and master it, like you get in there and with you're using Pro Tools and they got plugins and this and that, like you will become a little bit more creative because you're going to be able to take your time. You're not on someone else's watch when you're paying them to mix and master your music, right?
Yeah, that's actually very smart because that's actually one of the most important things that I realized was that when I started to record myself from my home, I actually didn't feel rushed or anything because like usually I'll have to book sessions,
right?
Like 2-3 hour 4 hour sessions, and then I had to know I'm on time. But like when I learned how to record myself, in Logic and everything, like I was able to take my time. I was able to be creative and experiment new things and new approaches, and that really helped me to like unlock new levels of sound. So yeah, definitely that's really important.
I agree. I think with things that we do, being alone.
Oh yeah.
Helps you to be the most creative because you don't feel like anybody's judging you or watching over you or saying, nah, that don't sound good. You can completely experiment. Or you can just wake up and roll out of bed and feel a certain way and want to go record. You don't have to worry about booking a studio session. So how long have you had a setup at the house?
Just this year, actually.
Congratulations. That's a big move right there.
Yeah, thank you. I actually had to save up, to get the mic,
of
the
course,
speakers and everything. So yeah, that took some time. But yeah, this year I just started recording my music. So it's really helped me. It's made the process easier, and that's really what's important because I don't feel rushed anymore.
Yeah.
And I could just spend hours, experimenting new things and just, creating my sound. And I give myself like a year or two with this process I just created, and I feel like I'm going to evolve in the quality of music that I create. Of
course.
And also my understanding of, the game itself and how to, release like how to plan like a successful rollout for your music and everything. So yeah.
That is so important. You have to lay the blueprint.
Yeah, a blueprint, definitely. Because you actually need the game plan. So.
Right, absolutely. Just freestyling and throwing it out there and hoping that someone stumbles across it and hears it. It don't work like that.
It don't work like that.
You got to have a whole marketing plan, some promotion behind it, and that's what people like Gambino or myself can definitely help you with, because that's what we do behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Push them artists out of there. Get them up and through there. What do you enjoy the most about being a music artist?
I think I actually enjoy. Obviously, I actually have a passion for music, so I enjoy creating the music. I enjoy listening to the songs I just created and just knowing that, wow, I'm actually really, that creative, and that's just one thing. The second part of it is I enjoy the love I get. Like, when I hear people say, oh, I listen to your music all the time or anything, it just makes me feel really the support from the fans is really the driving force, like the fuel. Like when I see a good feedback message, like that's kind of like the fuel to like keep going. Like at least there's one or two people that's, listen to your music. So yeah, that's one thing I enjoy. I feel like every artist will enjoy that love they get back from their fans, and that's that's really like a goal I'm trying to aim towards, to get more people to hear my music and hopefully gather more audience and more fans. And that was just once I can have that solid audience, solid fan base, like I feel like I'm just gonna be unstoppable from there. So yeah,
absolutely. It's probably almost like an outer body experience. Like definitely. When you're on that stage and people that you don't know are vibing to your music, it's probably unexplainable how you feel. Like it's probably you go numb. It's like a rush that you get, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like it's really like the way you just said it. It's like an out of body experience.
Yeah.
There's a rush. And when you see those people bring out the phones to record you. So yeah, there actually been some shows I recorded that I was actually not supposed to perform. Like I actually went to support like a friend of mine, and it was like a different audience. It was like kind of like a wedding reception.
Yeah.
Out here, and then. My friend was like, yo, do you just want to perform like a song real quick? I was like, nah. He was like, let's go. So when I did that, and it was also a different crowd. It wasn't like an African community. It was like an international diverse crowd. And I started to perform my song, Mami Wata. I don't know if you heard that. Mami Wata. So when I did that, everybody just brought out the phones. They were just recording me. And
That is
everything.
amazing.
Yeah, it was
I
hard.
love it. And really, honestly, that's the best way. That's what I love about artist showcases. It's the best place for you to test out new music.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because you're in front of a crowd of people that potentially don't know you.
Yeah.
And you're going to be able to tell just by the look on their face. If they like
they
in
like
their
it.
phone doing
Yeah.
this, they might not be feeling it. But if they're on their
Like,
phone doing
yeah,
this,
you're gonna be like, okay.
yeah,
okay, I
it's
see
a
it.
vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
Would you be open to tapping into other genres of music?
Yeah, that's like the beauty I like about the music. Like I'm actually not just limited to only Afro beats or anything. I've actually created like different sounds like R&B. Like my last drop, Peace of Mind, it was actually like a R&B beats like initially. Like
I love it.
Yeah, initially, and I just brought my sound to it. So and also back then, like in junior secondary in Nigeria, like when we used to have those social nights, they actually used to play like live instrumentals of like hip hop bits or sometimes
Okay.
pop bits, and then like when I just freestyle, it just be like I actually created a song. So you know, yeah, but yeah, I'm right now I'm actually already working with a couple artists out here, and I'm actually trying to connect with more artists. But yeah, it's definitely a goal of mine to expand my range, so that way I could connect with more fans and not just the one genre of fans. So yeah,
100%. It opens you up to a much broader audience.
yeah. Definitely.
What do you think would be the biggest challenge for you as far as another genre, like doing maybe rock music or country music? Like, what genre do you think would be the biggest challenge for you, but you would enjoy doing it?
Biggest challenge?
Little rock music.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I've never actually thought of rock because I actually don't listen to that much hard rock, metallic music or EDMs. I don't actually listen to that, but eventually, I feel like that will be hard. Either rock or country music,
Yeah.
that may be challenging for me because I actually haven't done that before. But I feel like that's definitely an experience I want to see and just to test myself and
Of
see
course.
my creativity and everything. As far as R&B or pop or hip hop, I feel like that's something I really enjoy as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like that will be something I would really love to do. I actually wanted to just be a hip hop artist at first, but I don't know. I just didn't want to just abandon my background and actually enjoy the Afrobeats. But yeah, but eventually I'm gonna definitely release more genres of music, so that way I could tap into more audience and everything. So.
Yeah, I love it. I love the fact that you're so open to like just pretty
Yeah.
much everything, as you should be, because in
Yeah.
order to level up and take things to higher levels,
Yeah.
you have to be open to experimenting with other things,
Oh, yeah,
working
definitely.
with different types of people. Let me ask you this, being that you're from Nigeria, you're here and you've probably traveled around, would you
Yeah.
say that has helped you understand how other cultures and everything operate?
Definitely, because between Nigeria and Atlanta, like I've actually been to like Europe as well. I've been to the UK. I've
Wow.
been to France.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. So, and also in Nigeria, I also had friends that like friends who came from Egypt and came from Asia as well. And also
Wow.
out here,
I love
like
it.
in college, I have friends who came from India and Mexico.
Yeah.
So I've actually been around different backgrounds and different cultures as well. So I actually feel like at a young age, I was able to understand that, like my side of the world wasn't the only thing that mattered. Like there were actually a whole different continent of people and
Yes.
everything. So, but definitely that really helped me because I actually listen to different types of music. Sometimes when I, pass through these countries or when I go visit a friend or like a family event, I actually hear that type of music. It actually gives me an idea or an inspiration as to, how I want my music to be. But yeah, definitely that has really helped me. So, yeah.
I think it's so important. Some people get so close-minded, and that's why they have hate in their heart,
Oh yeah.
because they haven't experienced any other cultures. It's important that we learn to be diverse.
Uh-huh.
Would you ever do gospel music? Talk to us. Well, yes, Lord. Little gospel,
Yeah.
talking to Jesus.
Definitely, because already I'm actually in the choir.
Yeah, that's
I'm
why I
actually-
asked,
yeah.
because you were talking about you singing the choir.
Yeah, so that has been like a personal journey for me because at first, to be honest with you, I actually didn't just want to be seen as a gospel artist.
Yeah.
If I dropped a gospel song, but I feel like I've actually matured to this level where my identity in life and my identity in Christ is like it's really who I am and He's in me. So I should not be scared of what people will think of me. And with the talent I know He's given me with, I know whenever I release a gospel music or any type of music is actually going to be timeless. But speaking of gospel music, I actually have one that I'm actually about to release this year.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's actually fire. And I'm actually excited as well because I just want to see how far it goes, and I know with Goes Back in, it's really unstoppable. But yeah.
Absolutely, because that could wind up being your biggest record. You never know.
You never know.
We on the same page. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You have to put it out there to the universe.
Definitely.
And let the universe handle it.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, and I think it's dope that you're able to tap in on the gospel side and you're making music on the secular side. So you're doing a little bit of both, man. Like super talented.
Yeah, and it just dates back to what we spoke about earlier about music with substance.
Yes.
I felt like, if the only music I'm making was just about, about sex or drugs, stuff like that, like I feel like eventually it's just going to limit my audience.
Yes.
One, and two, it's just going to like make my music feel seasonal. Like, let's say for a period of time, if that's the music I'm dropping, then the music can only be played for a certain time.
Yeah.
However, if I'm making like, inspirational music, positive music, gospel music, it's going to continually be played like year after year. So it's going to be timeless and stuff like that. So that's just how I feel. Yeah. Have
you experienced like anybody just being a true hater on your music? And if so, how did you handle that situation?
I mean, I actually haven't experienced a hater, like someone just hating on me, because I feel like there's no reason to hate on me because I actually show this to everybody. So.
But that's sometimes the biggest reason why they do, because they're envious.
Envious. Okay, I see. So far, no. If I do have haters, I'm pretty sure they're gonna turn to believers. So,
we love y'all too.
Yeah, we love you too, man. That's the haters. But actually, I actually had like a show in Atlanta. It was at the Bucket Theater. It was called The Shit Show, and it's like a comedy show by.
I'm definitely familiar.
Yeah, so are you familiar with the whole process? How like that they're gonna throw
like, the turds at you, throw some shit at you, literally.
So that's like the only show I had. It was good at first because when I came out, I was the very first artist, and I had the Afrobeat song called Waistline. And the ladies were rocking with it because they like that at my piano, that new African sound.
Yeah.
But I think the dudes that they was with were like hardcore, ghetto ass, rap artists and stuff, hip hop. So yeah, because as soon as I came on stage, the ladies were vibing to it, but it was really the dudes that was just doing the turds.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I couldn't complain. Like I still got fans that day. So But yeah, that's probably the only closest thing to a negative feedback I've gotten so far.
The fellas didn't like seeing their lady rocking with you, but like, hold on a second.
Yeah,
hey, maybe they need to start doing music. Do something to entertain your lady.
Exactly.
But that's really dope. And honestly, you as a male artist, your biggest fan base is going to be the women anyway.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Not that you don't want to cater to everybody, but women are going to gravitate to you more just because you're a man. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly how it is. So,
that's just what it is, man. Have you thought about getting into production at all, actually making some of your own beats?
Yeah, so like I said, my brother, he's actually a producer as well. Yeah. So sometimes, like most times, I just like go to him with an idea I have, like the actual raw draft, and we actually just compose from the start.
Love it.
I actually haven't taken the time to like learn the whole process as far as arranging the beats and how to like connect your live instrument to the laptop or the computer, like a live piano or live guitar or anything. But eventually I will get there. But I feel like right now I'm really just about the singing part of it, and then I just already have a brother. But yeah, I definitely want to learn to produce because I feel like that will also help me. Like I said, it's just gonna make the process easier. So like that way I actually don't have to wait for anybody. Like let's say I'm on a trip somewhere, and I'm on the plane and I just get an idea.
Absolutely.
I could just pull out my laptop and just
Start cooking up.
Start cooking up. Yeah, definitely.
How important is it, and I say this because you said your brother's a producer and you work with him a lot and you want to make sure he gets shine, right?
Yeah.
How important is it for an artist to give that credit where credit is due to them producers? And I say that because I see a lot of artists put out music and they never mention who the producer is, maybe because they don't know. It might be a random YouTube beat, but how important is it that you give that credit to your producer?
I mean, I actually don't say that's important. I just feel like this is something that you should do because, the beauty of being an artist in any kind, not just a musical artist, like it could be you could be a painter. But the beauty of that is like if you give out the credibility to the people that helped visualize and execute the song or the craft, it's not going to take out of your creativity or your
100%,
talent. Like,
yeah.
If people know that, okay, you wrote the song and this person sang the song, this person made the beat, like they're still gonna fuck with you regardless. So yeah, so I don't think it's anything that you should not be doing. You just want to make sure you call out everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because, you know, shoot, you might mention that producer and get him some business, you know?
Yeah,
somebody else might be like, dang, he's that producer, that production's dope. I want to work with him. Absolutely. Do you have any, I know you're working on a project. You said you want to put an EP out.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of singles in the vault. You know, anything else that you got in the works or any shows coming up that you want to make sure everybody knows about?
Oh, yeah, I definitely have a show on July 30th. It's going to be at the Center Stage Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, July 30th. And I think I have another show in July. We actually haven't settled on the date yet, but we actually should get that out probably like within this week or two. But so far I've just been busy in the studio, so I actually not really been performing. But yeah, but for the summer I just have 2 shows now, and then I think that I'll probably take a break, and then focus on the rollout for my project, and then once my project is out, then I'm gonna definitely be back outside,
out there running, letting people know about the new projects that's out. So it absolutely sounds like you're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
But shoot, you said you got two shows this summer. That's more than some people have all year.
No, not this summer, just for like July. Like.
Oh well, that's what. See, so you doing more in 1 month than some people do all year.
Yeah, I've actually been having shows like at least every month since January so far.
Dope.
Yeah, I actually had a show on my birthday, like the Smoking Vibe, where I was like 4 songs.
When's your birthday?
It's the 30th of April. So,
That's why you and I vibe so much.
Yeah.
I'm April 29th. We Taurus. You feel that's that Taurus energy.
The Taurus energy, yeah, definitely.
Look at my logo.
I see it, Tampa.
But that's an upside down Taurus symbol.
Oh, I actually didn't realize.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's cool. Well, yeah.
That's why we vibing so much. That's that big Taurus energy. Can't deny it. I love it. That is so dope. Do you have kids?
Oh, no, I don't have kids yet. I'm actually the youngest out of 4, and I actually don't feel like it's time to have a family yet.
Understood.
Yeah, but like whenever I do feel like it's time, I'm gonna definitely start a family.
Absolutely. I was just gonna ask you if you did, how fatherhood has changed you, but you're not there yet. You still young. You got plenty of time.
Yeah.
I think you're doing it again the right way. Like focus on you. Get yourself all the way established before you start bringing other human beings into this crazy world. You know.
Definitely.
Most definitely. Well, listen. Is there anything else you want to make sure everybody knows before we give out your social media?
So just watch out for watch this space, watch this industry's most wanted podcast, and also watch my space as well, my Instagram and my music. I've actually been working with a lot of different artists from different backgrounds, not just Afrobeats, and I feel like within the span of a year, starting from this summer to next summer, I'm gonna be putting out a lot of different music. Like people are gonna be so surprised with the kind of music I have. I feel like everything I've dropped so far was just kind of like a warm up and everything, and also not just the music part. Like I'm actually getting tapped in with a lot of influencers and a lot of hosts, the people that host events. So I'm gonna have a whole lot of performance. My goal is to at least have enough fan base so that like within a certain time I could do like my own tour, like a mini tour and stuff. So that's really the goal for now. But yeah, just continue to watch the space.
I know that's right. And I'll also keep you tapped in because I host events. I used to host a lot more, but now I'm kind of picky and choosy because sometimes you get booked for some janky stuff.
Right.
But I'll keep you in the loop of stuff that I got going on because usually if I'm involved in it, it's something that's going to be on the up and up and it's going to be reputable. So I'll definitely keep you posted on that. Yeah. Man, it's been a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
I got 3 last questions for you. Actually, I got 4.
I actually have a question for you too.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Shoot it.
So what did you do for your birthday this year?
I had a huge birthday bash.
Oh, damn. I'm so mad I missed it, man.
It was on April 27th, that Thursday. Before my birthday was on a Saturday. On my actual birthday, I kind of chilled. I didn't really do too much. But that Thursday night at Crazy Atlanta, which is right downtown, we had a huge birthday bash. And shout out to Big Git from Goody Mob came through. And it was just such a vibe. So what did you do for yours?
Actually, I actually had a show for my birthday because it was on a Sunday. And the show was on a Sunday as
Yeah.
well. So, yeah, I actually had a show. I actually had 3 shows that day.
Dope.
Yeah, back to back. So the first one was Smoking Vibe for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I was the one that engaged with the audience. The second one was like a kind of like a birthday party. Yeah, but it was like in a house, like a hall. So I just went there and played my music. It was like a Jamaican audience, but they still fuck with my sound.
Love it.
Yeah, and then the third one was like a club performance.
Oh, you did a lot.
Yeah.
You was active.
Yeah, I was active, yeah. But yeah, that was what I did for my birthday. I feel like it was good because I actually got love that day. I got a lot of fans. I got a lot of people telling me, yo, just keep pushing and keep moving forward and stuff like that. So yeah,
absolutely, we need that type of energy. We need that type of motivation. It's so important, especially when it comes from people you don't know. That means a lot.
Yeah, because initially I was gonna just probably like take a trip on my birthday or just relax and just celebrate myself.
Yeah.
But when I got booked for the shows on the day, I was like, yo, I actually have a goal, and I feel like this is not the time to celebrate yet. You know, just keep working.
I agree.
You're going to splurge and everything. So yeah.
Is Beneeto your government name?
No, it's actually Bernice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a spinoff. How did you come up with?
Beneeto?
Yeah, the spinoff of your government name.
Spin-off of my government?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. So it just goes back to my childhood, basically. So my friends, I actually don't know how it came about, but I think we used to watch a lot of like mafia movies, Italian mafia movies.
Yeah.
And as of that time, I actually didn't have a nickname. It was just Bernice. And somebody told me about like two different people. One was called Benito Mussolini. The other one was called Benito, I think, Vespucci.
Yeah.
And Mussolini was a dictator or something, so I actually didn't want to associate myself with him. But the other guy, he was kind of like a designer, and he had style. So in my junior secondary, whenever they want to like just compliment me, they just call me Benito Vespucci or stuff like that.
I love it.
Yeah, I was actually a little bit of a stylist back then. Like I used to, get like my whole team. I used to like get them right. I used to put them onto the right.
I can tell. Look how you came in here looking today. That was like the first thing I said. I said, "Oh, he looking suave."
Yeah. They be coming to me for for advice and like tips and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how the name came about. And then also whenever I played soccer back then, because I also played soccer, they just call him Benito. And then eventually the name just became popular. Like my friends and my just like my close friends and family used to call me Benito. And then when I came down here, I actually didn't want to changing my name so that way people back home, they could still recognize me, oh, okay, Benito. So yeah, that's just how I just stuck to the name. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. You have a whole story behind it, so it actually means something to you.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, so far it doesn't have an actual meaning, but because it's actually named after somebody. But I actually don't want it to be a meaning, but it has a meaning in the sense of like it was given to me by people who I really appreciate.
Right.
So, yeah.
Exactly. It's got history behind it.
Yeah, it got history behind it. Yeah, there you go.
3 questions I got for you. One. Tell everybody where they can follow you.
Okay.
Where can we follow you at on your social platforms?
Definitely on YouTube. You can follow me at Benito Vivo. I have a Vivo account, and that's where I'll be dropping my music videos moving forward.
Dope.
And also Instagram is called Spicygram. Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok is called OT Benito. And OT is just for my my team, OTT Entertainments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. Second question, who do you want to give a shout out to? I know you got a lot of people that are loving on you and supporting you.
Obviously, shout out to my family, shout out to my fans, and like when I say fans, I'm not trying to say like I'm a big artist with fans, but just shout out to like everybody that's actually showed me love so far. Sometimes I just be chilling myself, and people just be texting me like, "Yo, when are you dropping your next song?" I can't wait. So shout out to everybody that's showing me love. Shout out to my friends. Shout out to my fellow artists, Pita Jiro, and I have some artists I'm working on. I'm actually trying not to say too many names as far as artists until the song is done, so that way I don't just give you guys false hope. But I'm actually working with a lot of like mainstream artists as well.
Wow.
Yeah, and I actually have a lot of projects. I'm excited to drop them this year. But yeah, shout out Gambino as well. Yeah, he's definitely going hard for me. So yeah,
big shout out to Gambino, the GOAT. That's my homie for life.
Yeah.
I love you, bro.
Definitely.
Appreciate you. Last but not least, and this is the most important question.
Yeah.
We live where? Industry's Most Wanted.
Hell yeah, definitely. Industry's Most Wanted podcast.
Big Industry's Most Wanted. Go ahead and let the whole world know what makes Beneeto the Industry's Most Wanted.
Definitely. So right now, I feel like I'm the most
Industry's Most Wanted.
Industry's Most Wanted. Yeah. So right now, I feel like I'm actually the most popping artist as far as Afrobeats in the Atlanta community. And this is just because I've actually been doing a lot of shows and I've been tapped in with a lot of mainstream artists and mainstream record labels as well here in Atlanta. My sound is different, and it's just always been different, and I've actually stayed true to myself. So I feel like, and also my music is not just limited to like one type of like an idea, like it's just limited to not just one type of topic. It's actually inspirational to actually have a different sound and different genre for just based on how you're feeling. So that's why I feel like I'm on here. I feel like it's about time, to put myself out there, and I feel like Industry's Most Wanted podcast is actually one of the number one platforms out here in Atlanta. So yeah.
You better say that one more time. Big Industry's Most Wanted.
Big Industry's Most Wanted podcast. Number one podcast right now.
In the whole world.
In the whole world. Hell yeah.
We claiming it, man. Listen, this was so much fun.
Definitely.
It was more like a good conversation. I enjoyed having you here.
Thank
you
you
for taking time on your Saturday. You and your homie that's with you.
Yeah, Pete.
I appreciate it. Give me some love one more time. That's that big Taurus energy.
Taurus energy, man. Definitely.
Facts, man. We up out of here, y'all.
Thank you.
It's money on arrival, love no denial. Champagne showers, sex change flowers. Body so high grade when you on the highway. But it costs my